If you ever walk alone at night and suddenly feel the urge to whistle, don't. Because in many old traditions, night is not a time to call out, and a whistle is not always heard only by people. Have you ever heard this warning before? Never whistle at night. Older generations used to say this quietly, almost like they were afraid the night itself might hear them. They believed that after the sun goes down, the world becomes different. The streets are emptier, the wind moves through trees like whispers, and sounds travel farther than they should. A single whistle in the dark can feel harmless. Maybe you whistle because you are nervous. Maybe you whistle to make the road feel less lonely. Maybe you just want to hear something besides silence. But according to old folk beliefs, that is exactly why you should not do it. Because a whistle is not just a sound, it is a signal. In some traditions, people believed that whistling at night could attract wandering spirits. In others, it was said to call snakes, ghosts, or unseen things that move only after dark. Some elders warned that if you whistle while walking home at night, something may answer. Not with words, not loudly, but with another whistle coming from somewhere behind you. And if you hear it, you must not turn around. Because once you respond to the night may follow you home. There is an old story about a young man who did not believe in this warning. One night he was walking back to his village alone. The road was narrow. The fields on both sides were quiet. There were no houses nearby, only the moon above him and the sound of his footsteps. To calm himself, he began to whistle. At first, nothing happened, so he whistled again. This time, from far behind him, he heard the same tune. He stopped. The road behind him was empty. He laughed nervously and told himself it was only the wind. Then he kept walking. A few steps later, the whistle came again. Closer this time. The same tune, the same rhythm, almost like someone was copying him. His heart began to beat faster. He remembered what his grandmother once told him. If something answers you at night, do not answer back. So he lowered his head and walked faster. But the whistle followed. When he slowed down, it slowed down. When he walked faster, it came closer. By the time he reached his village gate, the sound was right behind him. He wanted to run, he wanted to scream, but instead he remembered one more thing his grandmother had said. Do not let it know you are afraid. So he walked straight home, closed the door, and did not look outside. That night, he heard a faint whistle outside his window. Once, twice, then silence. The next morning, there were no footprints outside his house. No person had been there. But from that day on, he never whistled after dark again. Of course, today we may explain this differently. At night, the mind becomes more sensitive. Silence makes every sound feel stronger. Wind, animals, echoes, and imagination can all create the feeling that something is nearby. But maybe that is why the old warning survived. Because whether the danger is supernatural or psychological, night has a way of making people careless, and a whistle in the dark can turn loneliness into fear. So the next time you walk alone after midnight and the road feels too quiet, do not whistle, because you never know who or what might whistle back. The elders left behind many more ancient warnings. They warned us again and again, never to test these taboos lightly. Subscribe now before the next warning finds you.